In this video, we're going to talk about customer-specific pricing. Inside of RouteStar, you can basically set pricing that is specific for each customer. So if you sell cases of Coca-Cola, you could charge one customer $1 for that case and the other customer $2. Maybe one does more volume with you, so they make you more money, so you give them a break. You can also, once this pricing is set up, when you auto-generate your invoices based off your route schedule, the system will automatically load every one of those items that you have in your customer-specific pricing. That'll save you a lot of time on the mobile side having to track down items. So here's how we do this. First of all, you got to sign into the software. Your default username and password will be the word admin for the username and admin for the password, all one word, lowercase letters. If we go to customer info, customer detail, or customer info, customer list, you get a list of your customers. If you double click any one of these customers listed in blue and underline, it takes you into the customer detail. Inside here we have a tab called pricing, and this is where we can build our customer specific pricing. Once you're in here, in this drop down you have the drop down for your items. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to select an item, and then you can give that item a price. Maybe by default you charge $1, but like I said, this customer, maybe they don't do as much business with you and you want to charge them $2 for this to even things out. When you tab out or click out, it's going to ask if you'd like to update all items with the same item parent for this customer to the new price. If you hit yes, it will do just that. I'm just going to hit no for this demonstration here. You're always going to want to leave your issue, quantity, and conversion quantities 1-to-1. If you do something crazy like 2-to-2 or 1-to-2, it's actually going to affect your billing when it goes to QuickBooks. So this by default, pretty much everyone's going to need to leave this 1-to-1. If there's a specific reason that you need to change this, we'll let you know actually when we're working with you. But I doubt you're going to need that. So let's leave this 1-to-1 by default. So all you need is an item, your conversion quantities, leave those by default. Put in a price that you want to charge this customer for that item, and you must always have a department if you want these items to show up when you generate invoices. Now you can change the department name. Maybe you want to call this warehouse or something else. When you tab out, it's going to say it's not in the list. Would you like to add it? Yes, I would. But I notice that by default, 99% of my customers just leave it to route. And let's say you've created something you need to get rid of and you want to get them out of the drop-down, just double-click in this department area. It opens this up, and just like almost everywhere in the software, you can actually click on the left side, hit delete on your keyboard, and yes to remove. And that'll pull it out of the list. You can do the same for another one if you don't like that one. And when you click close, it saves that change. So from here, to continue building this item list, we just go ahead and maybe we grab the next set of items, and we're going to give this the normal price, and then one more set here. Maybe I only charge $35 because they take a lot of this item. And that's all it takes to really build your customer-specific pricing. So now I'm going to go ahead and go through a few of these extra options that we have here along the top. First thing is you're going to see this. In fact, let's go through this first. First of all, again, if you want to delete things, say you get this built here and you don't want item 1, you can highlight this gray box to the left and hit delete on your keyboard and yes to delete. You can also right-click on that gray box and hit delete record, and then yes. So 2 different ways to remove. If you want to remove a lot of stuff at once, you can click and drag, and then highlight multiple rows, hit delete on your keyboard, and yes to confirm. Now, this option here is actually a pretty cool one. It's basically asking you for a parent item. Let's say you do sell Coca-Cola or Pepsi products to your customers. And under those, that umbrella company, you have a lot of different things. You'd have like Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, regular Coke, Cherry Coke, etc. So you may have a parent item called Coca-Cola, and all those little items sit under it. You can load all those at once. I only have one parent right now. It's called service, so they're service items. But if you had 15 parents, they'd all be listed here. Select whichever one you want and click the Add button. It'll ask if you'd like to add the entire group of items that sit underneath that parent. You hit yes and complete, the system will load them all. I only had 2 items, and like I said, they were service items. So that's how you can load a whole group. From here, the next thing we have is add items in group or copy the pricing. So if we click that button, what we can do is, this is pretty useful. Let's say we have 100 customers that are going to take the same items and we're going to charge them the same pricing. Set up one of your customers first, click that button that says add items or group or copy customer pricing. And on this pop-up, this is where you're going to do that. Right along the bottom here on this pop-up, you can copy one customer's pricing to another. So if I wanted to copy the pricing I just set up for this blank customer right here, customer name is blank customer, I would select that from the top part here. And then I'm going to copy that over to, let's say, Alfonso's Pizza. I can hit copy pricing. It'll ask if you're sure. You hit yes, and it's complete. Now, the customer named Alfonso's Pizza has the same set of items, the same pricing, same departments. This other option here allows you to add via a group. So you can select a customer, and if you've created groups, you can select a group of items to auto-load for specific customers. We'll have another video that shows you how to do that. If you need that, please contact the training department. So I'm going to close that. We also have ability to delete a group of items. We could select blank customer, select service, and delete all of those service items by hitting delete. It would delete every item that I have loaded under that parent. I'm not going to use it because I want to keep these in here right now for our training. You can click Analyze with Excel. This will give you this little weird screen for a second and then open up Excel, and in here you have every column. You can then remove stuff. Some people use this for reporting purposes. So if you need to export that to Excel, you can do that. The add items by location, we already have another video on that. If you need that, please contact training. What it does is it allows you to set a specific location for each item. Let's say this customer, blank customer, let's say they own a huge building that you service, and they've got 4 floors, and all 4 floors take different items. So you need to know which floor gets which items. That's what the items, add items by locations for. When it generates those tickets, it'll give you the line item, and next to it, you could put floor 1, floor 2, and the ticket or the mobiles will tell you basically which floor, which items go on. So that's a very helpful tool. So we know how to add items to our pricing. We know how to add groups. We know how to copy it. We know how to delete. We know how to analyze it in Excel. The last piece that I'm really going to show you here, we can click close. And I'm just going to close this too. So if we go to inventory, along the top, click inventory, customer preferred pricing, customer item pricing list. This screen is going to give you a layout of every customer with every customer's pricing. So if you need to take a quick look, you can actually go to this screen and you can sort by the customer name. You select it, the system will just show you that customer. You can sort by the item names to see which customers have which items. And then you get a whole variety of information. These 30-day averages, 30, 60, 90-day average columns will update as you use the system. It's going to get an average of how much you've delivered and used. And it takes a couple times to roll the route schedule forward and produce tickets, but after that, I think it's 3 times, you're going to start seeing numbers kick in here. Now, the advantage of this screen is, first of all, you cannot delete anything. Sure, you can highlight and try to delete. It won't let you delete from this list. That is done on purpose. If you need to delete, double-click the customer name listed in blue, go to their pricing, and delete from here. You can also add items from here. Let's say it's just much easier. Instead of going in each customer detail, you just want to do this one by one. You can just go here, select, add the items, give them a price, and continue on your way. I'm going to show you this real quick. I'm going to produce a little pop-up here. See this error here? What it's telling you is, it's saying that the changes you requested to the table were not successful because they would create duplicate values in the primary key relationship. That's tech talk. Really what it means, first of all, if you get that, hit escape once or twice on the keyboard. That's like a back button in the software. What had happened was I selected Express Food Mart, and then I selected item 2. And if you look here, along the top, we have Express Food Mart with item 2 already on the list. Our system will not allow you to use the same item twice for customer-specific pricing for the same customer. So if Joe has an item named Coca-Cola and you gave it a price for $1, then you try to add Coca-Cola again to Joe, that's what this pop-up is saying. Use the escape key once or twice on your keyboard. It's like a back button. It will reverse. It works like that everywhere in the software. The last piece of this whole puzzle here is if you have the mobile devices, you must, once you set all your pricing, select Sync Mobile Devices, and then from this top drop-down, you have to select Customers because this is your customer-specific pricing, and then click the Sync button. Once it's done, your pricing will be up on the mobile side. And let's say you've done that, and for some reason you're just not seeing that pricing change. Maybe you already had item 1 for Joe for $10, and you do the sync, and it stays at $10 even though you changed it to $5 in the desktop. There's one last thing you can do to fix that situation. We've accounted for that already. And that's very rare, but it does happen on occasion. What you have to do is go back to the screen. Instead of selecting Customers, you're going to select Reload Customer List, then hit the Sync button. What that's going to do is wipe the customer list clean on the website and force push what we have on the desktop to the web. That is basically the way you're going to get that done no matter what. That's what my text would do, so please try that first if you get stuck in that situation. So that's how you add your customer-specific pricing. The next set of videos that you will probably review will be how to generate tickets from your route schedule or how to generate your invoices from the route schedule. That'll show you how to get that customer-specific pricing on those invoices immediately.